Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Eric McElroy. Hello.
Hello. You're here. You found the right place. Oh, by the way, if you would like to do the world a favour, get ready to share the stream. Wherever you're watching it, the YouTube, Twitter, all that thing, get it shared. Let's get a nice group of people together. Because right here is where you've got two comedians who aren't busy enough. Their schedules are oddly open. So they spend time solving the world's problems. And you know what? If more people listen to our wisdom, maybe we wouldn't be in this mess. We certainly couldn't be in much of a worse one. So spread the link. There you go. It's on the screen for one of the YouTube outlets. Get yourself subscribed and we'll get some stuff fixed. The news is full of problems. We've been spotting some of them. If you have any of them, you can send them through to us. And wherever you're watching this, most of the chat things end up in front of our eyes so you can interact with the show as we go. And I'll mention it now, but I'll mention it a bit more later on. You could really help out this project by donating a few pence in our directions. We'll talk more about that later. But
yeah,
seeing as I'm Stephen Allen and that's Eric McElroy, I would like to say, on behalf of Stephen Allen, Eric McElroy, what's the first problem you're going to go for?
Well, thank you, Mr. Stephen Allen. As Eric McElroy, one of the problems isn't that we're saying our names too many times.
You can never overbrand.
You can't overbrand. One of the things, it's a complicated name that we've got, isn't it? Comics Solving Problems. And we do that now, do it all the time. And one of the big problems that happens, particularly in America, is a problem of what you do when you're stopped by the police in the United States. Yeah. It's had some talk about bad branding. It's generally pretty scary when you get pulled over in the U.S., Steve. And there's lots of people get it on video these days, and this is one incident that happened just recently.
Lord, y'all, pray for me. Yes, sir.
There you go, Steve. So I know you've probably never been pulled over in the States, but now you can see clearly step one, after you've pulled over, get your camera on. That's important. Yeah. Step two, start praying.
Yeah.
Let's see how things went from there.
I have been kind of between addresses, to be honest with you, and I don't have the mail for where I get the registration from. So.
Oh boy, police don't like that in America, Steve. When you're giving over documentation and your addresses don't match, that starts to. He'd already been pulled over because there was something wrong with his bumper. He got some attachment on it that wasn't properly flagged up or something. Now he's got ID where the addresses don't match up. So they kind of want to do a little bit more dig and ask him some questions. It seems calm and everything, and then things take another step.
I did notice that. Will you step out for me? No, sir. Say again? No, sir. No, you won't? No, sir. Well, yeah, you will. Step out. Step out or I'll break you. See what I'm saying? My hands are up. Look. See what I'm saying, guys? Please just pray for me.
Yeah, you're going to need some prayers, motherfucker, because this shit just got real. I mean, he's very polite the whole time, but the police officer asked him to get out of the car. He says no and then rolls his window up. Yeah. Now, I mean, that's not what you do in America, Steve. These guys are armed. We've seen they're trigger happy. I mean, it doesn't have the same effect, though, when you're rolling up your window nowadays, like the good old days. Like, just rolling it up angrily like this. Yeah. When you're just, I'm not going to comply, sir. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, this is a police officer in America. Why has he done this? He explains.
Sir, you're going to have to get a warrant. I know my laws. You're going to have to get a warrant, sir.
I know my laws? Funny, he don't sound like no lawyer to me. I know you like to do a genteel Southern lawyer, Steve. Yeah. Would you like to give us that right now? Give us I know my laws.
You should have warned me. I could have got the, I know my laws, and I will disabuse you as to your opinion of the misanthropy and other long words that they use.
Yeah. You sound more prepared than he did for that particular moment. I think the only laws he knows are his in-laws, but he does have a theory.
This is for all of y'all. They can't tell me to get out of my vehicle. It's not considered my homestead. It's considered something different. But this is why I need protection right here. I'm doing nothing wrong.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, if you're wondering, like, what does he mean by this is my homestead? They need a warrant. Basically, a homestead is a red flag there because he's what it's called, or he believes he is what's called a sovereign citizen. Are you familiar with this?
No. What the hell is he
No.
going on about?
These are people who believe they don't have to follow the law of the country they're in. They just follow common law. And so they basically say that they can opt out of all of the laws of the place that they're in, kind of like the way you opt out of a mailing list at Tesco's.
Yeah, that works.
It's a little bit more complicated, but following common law means you should still try and follow common sense. But rather than rolling up his window, he does have a plan to protect himself.
Please just pray for me. My hands are up. My hands are up in the air. I'm not doing anything. Please just pray for me. Please, somebody tag in Donald Trump. Donald Trump, if you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump, please. I'm asking you. Please save me.
He's got a plan there, Steve. First you pray to the Lord, then you pray to Donald Trump.
Yep.
Because that is the Lord's favorite son. You forget that Jesus guy. He's overrated. Giving away all his wealth. Trump's where it's at. He's reached out there. I mean, a lot of these people who follow Trump, they do believe, he's their savior. Let's just see, did Donald Trump come and help?
They're break.
That's nice. Told you.
Told you. Told you I'm going to break your window. It probably smashed his window just because he didn't turn that fucking blinker off.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go for dramatic effect, next time you pull over, pray to the Lord, pray to Donald, turn off the indicator. You're already pulled over. Those are probably his hazards, but whatever.
Yeah, that's what they got him for.
The best moment of the whole incident was this one.
Give me your hand. I promise you, I'm not trying to resist. Okay, but listen, my wallet's right here. Okay, leave your hands right here.
I just love the way they suck him out of that car. He's like, I know, I'm fine. I'm just
Yoink.
I watched that way too many times. Let's watch it one more time, please, Steve.
I promise you, I'm not trying to resist.
Here it is.
Okay, but listen,
I'll get my wallet now. It's
Okay,
okay.
leave your
Maybe I
hands
can
right
find it. Wait, no. He's gone.
Wow.
If you're feeling glum about anything in your life, just watch that.
Yeah.
Maybe Donald Trump didn't come save him. Maybe the Lord didn't come save him. But I think he has learned an important lesson, Steve, is that if you're going to get pulled over by the police and you're going to resist arrest in America, make sure you're white.
Yeah, I suppose he didn't get shot, so, we win.
It's a win. So
I find that fascinating. Obviously, of the two of us, I'm not American, but I do find that amazing that he thinks, like, firstly, his whole quoting the law about knowing his rights and needing a warrant seems to be based on his research of listening to Jay-Z's 99 Problems. And also when he tries to get technical, it's not a homestead, it's something different. That sounds like legalese.
I know my laws.
It's something different versus the states, the well-known court case. How can you be resisting arrest while saying, I'm not trying to resist arrest, but I will not do the thing that you're asking me to do as vis-a-vis being arrested? See, even Mark says, what happens when his arms get tired? He's going like, I got my hands in the air, which actually I think you'll find, if you do your research, proves that you just don't care. And that is exactly the kind of attitude that will get your ass in jail.
It's, again, if you're feeling blue, just watch him get sucked out of that car over and over and over again. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Put some more messages if you want.
Is he trying, what has Chris said here? He's trying to contact the Donald in the well-known Derek Alcoroy method.
Derek Akora, he's like a medium, kind of like, are you there, Donald? Donald, if you can hear me, come and save me. As if somehow you'd hear a Superman style, and it's Donald Trump who's arrived. Yeah,
well, when he left the hospital, he wanted to have a Superman shirt on and rip his shirt open to show the Superman. He talked about doing
Superman
that.
moves.
So you're not too far off from that. But Superman wasn't orange.
And Mark says, remember when Goldfinger got sucked out of the plane at the end of the film? It's not too dissimilar.
Yes.
Go on then, one more time.
Give me your hand. I promise you, I'm not trying to resist.
The bomb belt.
Okay, but
You too.
listen, my wallet's right here. Okay, leave your hands right here.
It's so clean. Like, did he not have any legs? I mean, he's just gone. And again, not shot. Funny how that works.
He wasn't dragged out of his homestead. He was dragged out of something different for y'all.
Yeah, it's called car, you dumbass.
Beautiful.
Those are my people.
So you can get yourself subscribed on the YouTube if you would like to. We're on twice a week. Share the clips, share the video right now if you're enjoying it, and you can put some money in the pot. Would be very much appreciated to keep this project on. We'll talk about more about that still to come, and keep the messages coming. Can I do a personal problem?
Oh, yes, Steve.
Because
how can we help?
Because earlier in the week, if you watch the Tuesday show, I talked about the 3-tier system that we've got, and I kind of ripped it to shreds, but it was very academic. It didn't really it didn't really relate to me in the way that I was worried about, because I was talking about the Northwest, and then maybe Birmingham's going to join it, and I was picking apart the numbers and the names of the 3-tier system. But then something literally closer to home hit me.
The whole of Nottinghamshire will go into Tier 3 lockdown on Friday morning.
Nottinghamshire, so it's where I'm from originally. It's where my family are. It's where my dad is in that care home, so I don't know if I can visit him anymore. So that's a bit worrying. So it was, I'm more biased towards Nottinghamshire stories. So anyone from Nottinghamshire watching this right now, we need to find out more information. Sky News, what have you got for us?
Well, let's cross live to Westminster, and our political correspondent Kate McCann.
I'm sorry, who? I mean, I know it's a bit of a tangent, but you'd change your name, wouldn't you? If that was... It's like if you're called James Savile, you're not going to work in the media without having a stage name. This is why you never see some sort of news anchor say, and now we can cross live to the scene with our correspondent, Jack the Ripper. Jack, they never do that because you can't have name... Anyway, different story. So, Kate McCann, give us some details about what the Nottinghamshire folk have to put up with.
Tier 3, the most strict tier of the government's new system, is where ministers feel is appropriate at the moment.
Right, so that's it. The strictest one. There seems to be no way out of Tier 3. At some point, some people have predicted that all of England will be in a Tier 3. What's the point of having 3 tiers if everyone's just stuck in one tier? It's like having quarter and semi-finals in the Reader's Digest prize draw. We're all in the final. Cut to the chase, save yourself the paper. So, people in Nottinghamshire are in this top 3rd tier. Then why did we get this headline? Nottinghamshire beauty salons and betting shops close in first Tier 4 coronavirus lockdown.
Wait, what?
Now, I could have read the story to find out more about it, but it's in the Times, it's behind a paywall, and let's be honest, not enough people have been doing the old chucking some money in the pot, so I'm not going to do that. So you know what? This is the news source that you need. Let's find out what's happening, and for that we're actually joined by an MP now. Hello. Hello, Steve. Why do we have Tier 4?
Well, we had our 3-tier system in England. Then Scotland decided to introduce a 5-level system. So, not to be outdone, we decided that our 3-tier system should have 4 tiers, thereby having more tiers than any other 3-tier system across the world. We truly have a world-beating 3-tier system in that it has around 30% more tiers than any other 3-tier system.
I'm sorry, but is this helping anyone in any way at all?
Well, it's not harming. It's certainly better than Scotland's 5-level system that includes a level 0, which doesn't really make any sense. And there are no areas in level 0. So Scotland has a 5-level system with 4 levels, whereas we have a 3-tier system with 4 levels. So
that's the same number of levels. It's exactly the same.
It's one higher, Steve.
And there we go. The spinal tap of governments are in charge. So it's worrying, Look, this is what really bothers me. Tomorrow I was heading back up to the East Midlands. I wanted to visit my dad over the weekend. He's in the care home because he's got dementia. And I don't know if I can do the visits because they were in Tier 2 before. So we had to do window lockdowns again. And this is a picture from the first time I did a window visit. So it was back. You can see it's back when I had the emotional breakdown beard. And That's me and my dad. I'm stood outside his window in the care home, and he's showing off his T-shirt because he loves that T-shirt. Also, he's got the flat cap on, so he was better prepared for it than I was. And that's what we do in the North. We wear flat caps. And it's nice to get to do those visits. And what I want to say is whenever I do those visits, I stand out the window, and Dad spends all of his time saying, "What are you doing that for? Don't be stupid. Don't be so daft." And that is some of the best analysis of the government's position I have seen, and he is just acing it. So I don't know whether I can go and stand outside a window. I've got to try and put some calls in to work out what the hell's going on in Nottinghamshire. I can't leave us on that, though. That's a miserable point, and I need to cheer people up. So front page of the Times today, scientists hope for vaccine by Christmas. Yay!
Great.
But then I realised that headline also implies that they're just writing to Santa and hoping it turns up in their stocking. That's less positive. Well, is it going to work or no? Let's do it. To find out, we're joined by Santa. Hello.
Hello, Steve.
Thanks for being here. I know you must be very busy at this time of year.
No, not really. I had planned to do some shopping for Christmas in Wales, so not a lot I can do right now.
Fair enough. Look, scientists need you to make a vaccine. Do you think you can do it?
Well, I use magic to give people what they want, which is just as real as the government's coherent strategy. So, yes, I'll get some of my little helpers to see if they can work. My little helpers are very good when it comes to medicine. Do you know why, Steve?
Why are your helpers good at medicine?
It's because they're a national elf service.
Look, we need this vaccine. Could you just focus?
Okay. Yes, I will. All I need to do is check that the scientists are on my nice list and not my naughty list. So let's see who wrote to me. It's Professor Neil Ferguson.
Do you know what? Forget it. We'll find another way. So, looks like we're screwed. Somehow, I don't think I've solved any problems on that.
I do like the fact that it's October and we've had 2 stories about Santas this week.
We're getting the festive one.
Tuesday, we covered Santa's getting vaccines, and now we're hoping to get the vaccine from Santa.
Yeah.
So
it's probably our best bet. So Miller3 says, hi and greetings from Finland. Finland, top of Finland, Lapland, where Santa is. Miller, could you put a word in for Santa? It turns out he's still our best bet for getting a vaccine.
We missed a comment on YouTube, actually, from Brit, reading this about your satin cloth and about your dabbing yourself.
Yeah.
I think they thought that was maybe from the movie My Cousin Vinny. So I think so, because that's a court drama. I'm guessing that's what that means. It says your cousin Vinny, unless it is your cousin. Do you have a cousin Vinny?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
They'd be in Nottinghamshire anyway. Now this is why I do declare.
Yeah,
we're here to ascertain the verisimilitude of my clients' assertions and stuff like that. Let's have a look. So Lynn says the magical mystery tier. Oh, that's a good one.
And John has said Tears for Fears, so we've got some tears coming in there. Nice.
I'm going to go on to comment cam, actually. Let's go over here for a bit.
Oh, yeah, comment cam. We need a jingle for that. Comment cam.
So the video that you showed, Lynn says the only laws that he knows, you did that one, is in-laws, potentially his cousins. Well, on the my cousin Vinny thing, there's a lot of cousins being involved with this. Flat caps are rad. Why, thank you. There's normally one near me because I'm so
You like to sport a... Now I know where you get that from.
Yeah. I feel like it's my roots, you know. And then what else we got going on in here?
Covers up your roots, but yeah.
Has Nottinghamshire moved to Scotland? It might as well do for all the tiers and levels and all that crap that we have to deal with. There is a great record from the 60s called 96 Tiers by Question Mark and the Mysterians. Okay, well, that's...
All right.
Yeah. And then Chris says Shex Doll. What was... I can't remember what that was about out of all the...
I don't know where you got Sex Doll today, Chris. You just got it on your mind. All right, fair enough.
I can do a report on location as I'm going to the Shire next week. You're going to Nottinghamshire. Brilliant. We should start to do more Nottinghamshire-based content because I think that's where our key market is.
We've been trying to figure out, with this show being on the internet, do we focus on the US market, UK market, the Finnish market, rather than being finished? Nottinghamshire. Yeah. Nottinghamshire.
Oh, we will never catch on there if you can't even say it. Nottinghamshire.
We can start broadcasting and reading in Wiltshire.
Leicestershire. Why, I do declare I find myself broadcasting to the fine people of Leicestershire.
I've been here so long that when people talk about Birmingham, Alabama, I get annoyed.
Good.
Birmingham. That's a problem right there. Well, Steve's put up the link if you want to subscribe to the show, so you can keep. We put up little clips of there and lots of other little bits and bobs. So subscribe to the channel, and if you're enjoying what we're doing, you can buy us money to get a vaccine. So
very much appreciated.
At least before Santa gets it. That's the main thing. Right. Should we crack on to another problem?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Here's a problem of what it's worth to go to a Trump rally, Steve. We'll only potentially have a few more days of this. We are 5 days out from the election, and please God, let it end. But the campaign is in its final days. Trump's been going all over the country. He's doing 4 or 5 rallies a day because he doesn't have any money left in his – he spent it all in his campaign. So the only thing he can afford is using Air Force One to fly him around. And they can't go indoors to do rallies because he is doing this in the middle of the pandemic. So they've had to do the rallies outdoors. And he went just the other night to the state of Omaha, Nebraska. And you think, what could possibly go wrong?
Die-hard Trump supporters ended up hospitalized after braving frigid temperatures at his rally in Omaha.
Yep, you see what that reporter did. Die-hard Trump supporters braving the cold. He's playing with these people. That's right, Steve. You don't have to go to Fifth Avenue to get shot by Trump. You can stay in Nebraska and just freeze to death. There's lots of options if you want to know. Now, the thing was, it's the end of October. Nebraska's, kind of up in the bits that get cold in America. And they knew it was going to be cold, as you can see here.
Is there any place you would rather be than a Trump rally on about a 10-degree evening? 10 degrees.
Yeah, inside. 10 degrees, Steve. Now, remember, we're talking about real degrees, Fahrenheit degrees. Now, I know it's almost incalculable, but do you know what 10 degrees Fahrenheit is in Celsius?
No. Off the top of my head, I have no idea. Minus...
It's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, minus 12.
Is it?
Yeah, that's not even... I Googled it because I know that there's some correlation. Science. And that's cold, right? He said, now, because Trump said that, right? He said 10 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. So how cold was it?
When the president got to the rally, it was 8 p.m. The temperature was 32 degrees.
He has to lie about everything.
Brilliant.
It's not 32 degrees. It's 10 degrees. It's the coldest there's ever been for a speech outdoors. I mean, it's so cold. It's like Hoth. So it's cold. You're president. You're there with a lot of your elderly supporters who come out in the middle of a pandemic. You know it's cold. So at the end of the rally, what do you do, Donald?
He wrapped up his speech at 9 p.m. and took off on Air Force One. But his supporters were left stranded by the hangar. They waited in long lines for shuttle buses to take them back to their cars, but the buses were held up in traffic.
That's right. If you're Donald Trump, you just get the fuck out of there. You leave them behind like you left Donnie and Eric. And the thing is, I mean, so these people stood outside for hours. And the cars weren't actually parked that far away. But Americans don't walk anywhere. So they were waiting for the bus to take them to their cars. They could see their cars. Like that's their car. But no, there was a distance between them. So it's minus 12 degrees Celsius or whatever. No one knows what these numbers mean. They're standing outside for 3 hours. It's after a rally. They've been standing there for 6 hours. How did things go for those people?
You've got a lot of elderly there waiting to get picked up, and that's the concern. You're going to have people dropping like flies like they have been.
30 people were treated for hypothermia. 7 were hospitalized.
It's just another metaphor for what Donald Trump has done to America. He's going to just leave us all to freeze to death.
I mean, the only analysis I could possibly even try and make is that what he's doing is avoiding some COVID deaths.
That's true. He'll probably complain that because people will have caught COVID and they'll mention that on their death certificates with hypothermia. And she's like, look, they're making it up.
They definitely died of the cold. I know, because I left them there. So he'd have a good point. He's got a strong
that's
point.
True. I mean, to be fair, he's been complaining about all the coverage that COVID is getting. Now we're talking about how he's leaving people to freeze to death. So
I love it. If I'd have known, I would have prepared one of the clips, because at most of the rallies he's just been saying everyone's going on about COVID. I've never seen anyone mention COVID as much as I've seen him say the word COVID on media over the last week.
Yep.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's amazing.
Yep. And then this just happened before we came on. NBC correspondent Chuck Todd asked the question, is Joe Biden taking the coronavirus too seriously? No. He's doing exactly what a president is supposed to, you dumbass.
It's a great, if you make it more general, the sentence is he taking a pandemic too seriously? That's the question, isn't it? Are you taking this global pandemic too seriously? Line up. Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Shorter lines at the buffets. Brady suggested that Trump is doing us all a favor by killing off his voters in another way. Yeah. Well, we just don't want them to vote.
They won't vote if they if they can't get the little frozen fingers.
Oh, we're going to comment cam. Steve's on comment cam. Comment cam.
Yeah, I've been working on comment cam. Let's have a look. There's some chat about Nottingham and the lace market area. Chris says, what a place. The lace market's a good, famous.
This is our market.
Mark also says, are you still doing an election special next Tuesday night? Only some third-rate station called LBC have nicked your idea, and they're doing the same thing, just without the courtroom references. So what, they're not going to get Nick Ferrari wearing a tight suit, sweating, going, why, do declare? Because he has the physique for such a character.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
You could do it. We'll beat them in the ratings, I'm sure. Yes, the plan is still for us to do late night coverage of the election results as they come in, and we watch the implosion of the American democratic experiment.
Nice. Trump meant Satan should get a vaccine, not Santa. It was a spelling mistake. Is a message that comes in from Britannia. So you can keep the messages coming through wherever you're watching this. There's a strong chance.
Yes.
And you can get us on Twitter as well. The things are on the screen. So we'll keep an eye on Twitter as well. Right, away from Comic Cam.
And the drinks link is there as well, because believe it or not, no one else pays us to do this.
And we've been talking about how we want to get some targets to try and raise money to keep this project going. And the first thing that we need to look at is I need to get something better than a clothes peg to keep my earpiece in. So we'll be raising money for that.
Definitely gone. He's also got those pegs pinched at other parts of his body, but that's for different reasons, and he's not replacing those.
You don't get to see those.
Too much.
Right, we've got some pictures coming through. We'll deal with the pictures in a bit. However, on to the next problem.
Yes, let's go.
I want to talk about one thing that could cost you your life, and that is singing. In a pandemic, singing is one of the worst moves you could make, as proved by this story, where the coronavirus sweeps through Milan's La Scala Opera House. And this is a worry, because we all know when it comes to opera, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and that's an underlying condition. So she should be shielding, isolate, for the love of God. It was a worrying thing, because I guess all the people are performing in the same area, it's spreading the disease. We found out that 18 singers and 9 musicians have tested positive for the disease, and they must feel terrible, because I know how bad it is when you just lose a couple of tenors. What? It's the best joke I wrote today.
Okay,
that's all I got. I did say early on it had been a long day that I wasn't really focused. However, it's not the first story where some sort of singing has caused a spread of coronavirus. Recently, we heard that yodelers rejected blame for one of Europe's worst COVID outbreaks. You were doing some yodeling, and it is a worry because of all the, you're really spitting out your aerosols that are infected. But in their defence, yodeling also means that most people don't want to come anywhere near you. So it gives with one hand and it takes away with another. But my advice for you, if you are opera singing, you have to be very careful about contagion. This is a very serious pandemic. If I were to do some opera singing, I would do it like this. Please take the week off. If you have a persistent cough, you look like warmed up shit. I don't want to catch it. If you stand 6 feet away, when you sing you'll still spray my face with your spit, you rancid little tit. If I get the COVID, like Donald Trump did, I'll find where your mum's hid and lick her face. And lick her face. So, I think we learned something there.
The fat lady has sung.
Ouch.
Bravo.
Never done one of them
If
before,
I had a rose, I would throw it at you.
Thank you.
Should have planned that, and you could have thrown yourself. I could have thrown the rose.
Oh, and just lob it in from the side. We should start. Okay, that's good. We can practice we can throwing things.
Like that.
Yeah.
What have I got? I've got a bottle of beer here.
I'm not going to have a bottle of beer near me, though, am I? That's the one thing I'm not going to... Let's be honest. You hand beer and I'll be like, oh, thanks.
I know, there you go.
Staying hydrated. That's...
So, here we go. I'll hand it to you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Well done.
I mean, I don't know if I've solved the problem there at all. Mark says the pandemics of Penzance. That was another strong option. I was thinking of trying to rewrite I am the very model of a modern Major General. There's got to be something in that, but a lot of art.
Too much. If this was a Tuesday. There. What else have we got in the comments? I think we've scared Brit away. We've lost Brit.
I don't blame you, Brit. So John has tweeted the Twitter things on the screen. Has tweeted us a picture of a Deep South courtroom drama.
Ah, nice, nice. You do declare. Why are you getting the Deep South drama? That's not fair. It should be me.
Well, that's the way it goes,
Yeah, that's how these things go.
Heather says LBC will get Steve Allen. Yeah, he's available.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah,
I wish I could work with him.
You can't sing like that.
No one can. Oh, Brit's still there. There we go.
Oh, thank you. Lynn says brava. Isn't that for a woman?
I did call you the fat lady.
Oh,
Sorry.
I see.
Carmen sneeze it.
Carmen sneeze.
Sneeze.
As in like Bizet's Carmen. Like
nice.
Which actually I did. I'm on the wrong camera.
You're not on camera.
I did. There's no red light on these goddamn things. I'm gonna have to work. Hi. So I did. Meanwhile, sidebar. I did think about trying to do something from Carmen, but all the good songs are sung by the women, so
yeah,
I can't hit that range.
No. Got some range, but not.
Yeah. Nessun Dormat. We're just doing opera puns. Yeah.
There we go. Opera puns. All right. Well, other than the president possibly getting reelected, I think we've solved all the problems this week. We're gonna be doing a show Tuesday night. It will probably be election focused, and then we haven't decided what time we're gonna go. What time we're gonna go live, Steve?
I don't know what's the best way to play it.
Yeah, after midnight most likely, because the results won't start coming in. Potentially, there might be some early calls at 1 a.m., but it's probably unlikely.
Yeah.
And last time Florida was supposed to be called early, and it wasn't, and then that was the downward spiral into the fucking mess that we're in now. So, if you want to stay up with us, we'll be probably by midnight-ish, something like that. We'll be tweeting about it and stuff.
We'll find out. So watch us at 9 o'clock on Tuesday. And then we'll tell you when we're going to go live with the overnight, talking about all that kind of rubbish stuff.
Take a nap.
I will say as well, because I don't know, I've not paid enough attention to if there's anyone on the boards who used to be a Time FM listener back in the day. But Monday and Tuesday morning, I'm going back and covering breakfast to 2 days only. And if anyone watching this reads the column I do in the Romford Recorder, I've plugged it in there. So for 2 days only, I'm going back to dicking about on the radio between songs. I mean, you can, if you've never heard me on the radio before, you can pretty much guess the level of messing around that we get up to.
There's a lot of dick.
A lot of dicking. And then I'll sleep through the day. Then we'll be ready to do the 9 o'clock show, and then through the night with some election talk. Chris also says, do I need more pegs to hit the higher notes? That's why I didn't do anything by Sneeze. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Also, if you're looking to catch up on some stuff about the U.S. election beforehand, you can check out my podcast called American Exchange. The latest interview is out. I just dropped it last night with Mary Trump.
Dropped it. Look at that phrase.
Dropping it. Look at it.
Like a Beyonce single.
Yep, but with the president's niece. So, yeah, she didn't know who I was and talked to me. And so it was a really interesting interview. And there's a few other people that know some insight into Trump voters and that kind of thing. So you can check that out on all the podcasty things. And this is on a podcast too, which you can tell people about.
Yeah.
This goes out. It's the pod.
Definitely.
Drop it.
I mean, the nice thing that you could really do to help is wherever you're watching it, take a clip and just, the link and spread it on social media. If you want to do the audio version, we're on iTunes. We're all over the shop. Actually, for Tuesday night, you should take some clips of your podcast And we can play those out as well. We'll just take a still of your logo.
I've got video of all the podcasts.
Oh, yeah, we can put some clips in of that on Tuesday night as well. Get some cross
We're just
promo
planning
happening.
the show as we go along. Dropping Trump. Oh, God, I hope so. I did check. My ballot has been received in the U.S.
Nice.
So
You only voted once, but if you're doing postal, why did you not make it totally
I'm
rigged?
not going to say, Steve. I only voted once.
The first rule of multiple voting. Okay.
Yeah, vote early and vote often.
Mark says, dropping Trump, I'd sooner drop acid. There's also the chance we might do that through the night, although the fact that I don't even have beer in the house means that I'm probably not going to be keeping up with
You're
Eric.
going to need to get at least some champagne in there, because if Trump wins, that means we've got satire sorted for the next 4 years.
Yes. Sweet.
Although if Trump wins, I'm never going back to America, so then you guys are stuck with me.
Damn it.
Yep. So say a prayer.
Even if you
Say
do
a
go
prayer.
back to America, we can still do these shows.
That's true.
Because it's via the internet these days. No reason for these to stop, although it'll be like flipping 5:30 in the afternoon for you. So
Yeah, I'll still be unemployed. It's fine.
any more
drink.
messages to
I
wrap
think
up
we're
with?
caught up. Thank you. There were some drinks that came in. I haven't been able to see who they're from yet, so thank you very much for that. You can head to wherever drinks are sold, and we appreciate your support, and we do invest it back into the show. And Eric, what will you talk about if Biden wins? I will sleep. That's Heather's asking me that.
Yeah.
I will sleep. And the thing is, Trump doesn't go away on the 4th of November. He's still president until the 20th of January. And we are going to see him try and steal everything that isn't nailed down. It's going to be messy. So he's going to be pardoning himself, pardoning his family. There'll be plenty to talk about.
I can't remember the name of someone it was a MASH Report watcher from America who ended up following me because the clips on the MASH Report do well in America. And on Twitter, she was ranting about Donald Trump, saying, when is he ever okay for anyone to ever pardon themselves? And I replied saying, when they've burped. But she was like, okay, other than that, when is it okay?
When you farted. Okay, other
You
than
need to
that.
undermine your main
When you
political
bumped into
part.
someone.
Yeah. Whoops. But she might. I mean, look, Heather's asking a really good question. Will there be as much satire around with Biden? It'll just be jokes about him being old because he's probably stopped sniffing people's hair, especially with the COVID, because you can't get close enough to have a good.
Well, the good news for us, because we look at both U.S. and U.K. politics, is that it's almost time for hard Brexit. So
Yeah, still got Boris.
still got Boris.
Interesting
So
stuff.
we'll be fine. Right.
Beautiful.
So
I think we're up to date
back
with all the
on
messages.
Tuesday, check out the various things. Listen to Steve on time. I don't think either of us is gigging this weekend because there's no gigs.
No, that's true. Well, I've been booked in for some in November, so that's still to come. That's
There you go.
optimistic.
They'll get canceled. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that it?
I think we're all up to date. Yeah, keep spreading the
There we
messages, dropping some coins in the donate links, and that's basically we'll see you next Tuesday at 9.
Yep. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.